Let's get into this right here. Well, this is part 2 of LeBron James gets embarrassed by past greats, right? So yesterday, we did a comparison with Larry Bird and Charles Barkley on what we call hustle stats in, what was it? Rebounds, offensive rebounds, blocks, and steals. So that's what we did yesterday. If you ain't seen that one, go check it out, right? Go check it out. Charles Barkley and Larry Bird embarrassed LeBron James on the rebounds, the offensive rebounds, and defense, guys. Unathletic Larry Bird destroyed LeBron James in these categories, in these stats. I mean, we ain't talking about they average like one more. No, they destroyed him. They destroyed him. They made LeBron James basically look like a regular NBA player. Not a Hall of Famer. Not a superstar. Not in the top 10 level. Nothing like that. LeBron James' numbers were just, I don't know, regular. They didn't look like superstar numbers compared to these guys, Charles Barkley and Larry Bird. Now, today, we're going to do Dr. J and Magic Johnson. And let's get into this, guys. I don't want to, I can blab later on. I can do that with the best of them. So, for Dr. J, like we did for Larry Bird and Charles Barkley, we did an 8-year peak, right? That's fair enough. 8-year peak. So yesterday we did LeBron James from 06 to 2013, right? Some people say his peak is 08 to 2013. We extended it just a little bit more. And then we did Dr. J, 72, basically the start of his career until 79. Okay, so let's go back over LeBron James and do him first. So 2006, 7 rebounds, 6.7, 2008, 7.9, 2009, 7.6, 2010, 7.3, 11, 7.5, 12, 7.9, and 13, 8 rebounds, guys. Wow. This is basically his peak, guys. And he can't even get you one time 8 rebounds. In no times, double-digit rebounds, guys. Offensive rebounds, 06, 0.9, 7, 1.1, 8, 1.8, 9, 1.3, 10, 0.9, 11, 1, 12, 1.5, 13, 1.3. Goodness God. So steals, 1.6 in 2006. The next year, 1.6. Next year, 1.8. Next year, 1.7. Next year, 1.6. Next year, 1.6. Next year, 1.9. The next year, 1.3, right? 1.7, I'm sorry. Never had 2 steals, guys. That's kind of weird. I'm not trying to say in his entire career, but in this peak, he never had 2 steals, guys. Straight up. Blocks. 2006, 0.8 next year. 0.7 next year, 1.1. Next year, 1.1. Next year, 1. Next year, 1.6. Next year, 0.8. Did I say 1.6? 0.6 in 2011. In 2013, 0.9. See, for the LeBron James fans, this is great work. This is great work, guys. This is great. See what Dr. J did. And to me, Dr. J, he wasn't even on the level of Charles Barkley's numbers here. But to me, sometimes it's an evolution, guys. So Dr. J, his first season in rebounds, 72, 5.7. Next year, 73, 12.2. Next year, 10.7. Next year, 10.9. Next year, 11. Next year, 8.5. Next year, 6.5. Next year, 7.2. Just like the Larry Bird and just like the Charles Barkley comparison, this ain't even close, guys. This ain't even close. This ain't even close. Offensive rebounds for Dr. J. 72, 5.7, 73, 3.7, 74, 3.1, 75, 3.4, 76, 4, 77, 2.3, 78, 2.4, 79, 2.5. Wow. And again, to me, that's not even on the level of what Charles Barkley was doing as we seen the video yesterday. But, it's a little bit better than Larry Bird, of course. And LeBron James never had averaged 2 offensive rebounds a game. How is that possible? actually has below one 2 times. I know you're gonna say it's 0.9, but hey man, I mean it is what it is. Dr. J ain't even got one, guys. I ain't gonna say he didn't have his whole career, but I'm talking about in this 8-year span, guys. This is basically his peak. This is shameful by LeBron James, guys. Okay, blocks. For Dr. J, they didn't have it the first season. Next season, 50, 73, 1.8, 74, 2.4, 75, 1.9, 76, 1.9, 77, 1.4, 78, 1.3, 79, 1.3. So, LeBron James in this span never had 2 blocks. And we're going to try to figure this out real quick. So, Dr. J, 1, 2, 3, 4. Too bad we can't count the other one. 4 times was over 1.9. LeBron James, 1 time, or 1.9 or better, I'm sorry. LeBron James, 1.9 one time, guys. So I know you might think, oh man, but he's got a 1.3 and a 1.3 and a 1.4. Yeah. But I can guarantee you Dr. J is still better in blocks than LeBron James. And we can't even count that first season because they didn't count it. The man probably was up there, probably about 2.5. So, steals, they didn't count it the first season. And then 73, 2.5 for Dr. J, 74, 2.3, 75, 2.2, 76, 2.5, 77, 1.9, 78, 1.8, 79, 1.7. I mean, do we really have to? Do we really have to, huh? Dr. J was never under a steal, guys. Never under 1 steal. LeBron James, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times was under that. And Dr. J never even came down to that 1.1. I just look, you guys know I beat up on Dr. J in the past for this, for that. But look, these are, when you look at this and you say Dr. J only had 1 defensive team in his entire career, guys. 1 defensive team in his entire career. And he's a better defender than LeBron James. What does that mean? And we were talking about this yesterday with Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley crushed him on these numbers defensively. And Charles Barkley only had how many? 0 defensive teams in his career, guys. Dr. J was only on a defensive team 1 time in his career, guys. The whole time he played ABA, NBA 1 time. What does that mean? And LeBron James 6 times, guys. Even Larry Bird crushed him in defense. Well, I wouldn't say crushed him, but he was just better on defense when we looked at these same numbers. So that means for Dr. J and guys like Charles Barkley, what does it mean? It means that the competition for the defensive team was more stout. It was more competitive. It was better. LeBron James is going against who for that defensive team back in the day? No offense, but Caron Butler? Come on, guys. And I don't know. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's see real quick. I just don't want to over exaggerate who this guy was going against for defensive teams, because we all know who these guys were going against in the 80s, in the 90s, even in the 70s for a defensive team. And that's why I say, okay, Charles Barkley didn't make a defensive team. The numbers that, Clyde, go see the numbers Clyde Drexler was putting up, and he couldn't make defensive team. That's why I always say back in those days, if an all-time great didn't make defensive team, it wasn't because he wasn't putting up the numbers. It was because either an all-time great player beat him out or a great player of that era beat him out. And you say, okay, that makes sense. But in the 2020s and much of the 2010s, it don't make sense why these superstars are getting beat out. They're getting beat out by a bunch of nobodies. So I'm just trying to look at when LeBron James didn't make the defensive team. So he didn't make it in 2008, guys. 2009 was his first season making it, and he jumps on the first team, guys. So anyways, so before he made it in 2009, this was his competition, guys, at the forward. Now, they're not going to sit up there and say power forward. They're just going to throw 2 forwards on there for a first team. They're going to throw 2 forwards, 2 guards in the center. Same thing for second team. So in 2008, LeBron James got beat out the 2 forward spots for first team, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett. Okay, respectable. The second team, he got beat out by Shane Battier and Tayshaun Prince. Okay, good. They were good for their era. They're not all-time greats, guys. So 2007, LeBron James got beat out by on the first team. I'm telling you, Bruce Bowen is a forward. I don't know. They put Bruce Bowen as a guard in 2008 on that first team. So 2007, he gets beat out by, I guess, Rajah Bell and Tim Duncan. Started to get a little weird here. Second team, he got beat out by Tayshaun Prince and Kevin Garnett. 2006, he gets beat out on the first team by Ron Artest and I guess Andre Karolinko. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They got 6 guys on there. So I guess 2 guys tied, Kobe and Jason Kidd. In the second team in 2006, he got beat out by Tayshaun Prince and Kevin Garnett. Okay. Just saying, man. He should have got at least one of those spots all those years, 2006 through 2008. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say they weren't good defenders, but hey, guys. So when he made it, I guess he started beating out Tayshaun Prince in 2009. Tayshaun Prince, their days were done, guys. Their days were done. So this is why he started making All-NBA defensive team. And was he really a better defender than Shane Battier? Seriously. Or on-ball defense. 09, he beats out Shane Battier. Was he really? And he beats out Ron Artest. 2010, he's on the first team. And he beats out Josh Smith. And he beats out Tim Duncan. They're both on the second team. Okay. I don't think he was better than Tim Duncan. 2011, on the first team, he beats out Andre Iguodala and Tyson Chandler. He beats them out. And I really don't want to keep going. But we all know he ain't no better defender than Tyson Chandler. And he even beat out Kevin Garnett in 2012. Kevin Garnett kind of at the end of the road. He beats out Luol Deng. I guess Tyson Chandler was playing center then. In 2013, he beats out Paul George for the first team. And he beats out Tim Duncan. I guess he was at that. Oh, God, man. And it's not really the names. I'm talking about it's his defense, guys. It's his defense. They're just showing you now, in this era, compared to these other guys, you can make defensive teams doing way less. So let's look at this. We hear this all the time, guys. So let's do Magic Johnson versus LeBron James. And what we did, we hit it with the remix. We're going to leave the blocks out because they always say LeBron James is a Magic Johnson-like passer. You know, it's kind of disrespectful to Magic Johnson and his legacy for them to even ever mention Magic Johnson and LeBron James in the same breath. It's disrespectful, guys. And we're going to see why. And Magic Johnson, hey, I already put out videos. Magic Johnson done took shots at this guy early in his career. Remember the super team years um with the Heat? Magic Johnson took shots at the guy. I couldn't even believe it. I forget all about that. In 2011-12, Magic Johnson was taking shots at him. Saying, he ain't no winner. He ain't this, he ain't that. And then Magic Johnson, of course, he had to repeal all that stuff. But Magic was, Magic was on his ass, man. It's a joke. So we already read off LeBron James stats. They're laughable at best as far as him being promoted as this, this Iron Man, this tough guy, bigger, faster, stronger, all this stuff that they promote him as. And he's out there, instead of getting his rebounds, his offensive rebounds, playing defense, he's out there getting these fake assists that nobody remembers throughout time. He's not bringing the ball down. He just has a guy throw it to him, or throws it to another guy that throws it to him. And then he sits there and tries to, what am I going to do? Am I going to barrel to the basket and kick it back out, or just throw it real fast to another guy and, get the assist, hoping he hit the basket? Nothing. I mean, like I told you yesterday, the NBA should have kept a stat called touches, because Michael Jordan is demonized for shooting the ball 20 to 24 times a game at 53% for a damn guard shooting outside. He's demonized for that by the LeBron James fans. But if they kept a stat, maybe they do. I've never seen it officially on the stat board. They should keep a stat called touches. That would be crazy, because LeBron James will probably double Michael Jordan in touches a game. Easily. And probably had the most touches in NBA history. Easily. Like doubling and tripling people, guys. So for Magic Johnson, we're going to do 92 to 98, guys. Seems fair to me. I don't think his first two seasons he even started. If I ain't mistaken. And he wasn't All-NBA. Not that he wasn't putting up great numbers. Actually, he did put up great numbers those first two seasons. That's why he was Rookie of the Year. But his first season, rebounds. Not first season, the third season, 82, 9.6, 83, 8.6, 84, 7.3, 85, 6.2, 86, 5.9, 87, 6.3, 88, 6.2, 89, 7.9. I don't see LeBron James. In that period, he never had 9 rebounds a game. And I think Magic might have had more. In his second season, I think he might have got up to 10. Nevertheless, they're not too far off in rebounding. But I'm going to tell you why Magic Johnson is the better rebounder. Offensive rebounds, Magic 82, 3.2, 83, 2.7, 84, 1.5, 85, 1.2, 86, 1.2, 87, 1.5, 88, 1.2, 84, 1.4. In this period, Magic Johnson never got under 1 rebound, guys. Two times he was under 2, and one time he got 3. Just shameful for LeBron. And you know what's crazier about this? Magic, his first 2 seasons, I think he was up there. I think he might have got a 4, if I ain't mistaken. I forget what year it was. I think one of his first 2 years, I think he did get average 4. I think 4.2, if I ain't mistaken. But you got to think who this guy played with. He played with Kareem. He played with AC Green. You go see where AC Green is on the all-time rebound, guys. I know he played a long time, but AC Green was getting rebounds. Kareem, Michael Thompson, James Worthy, and he was still able to muster up these type of rebounds. So for Magic Johnson, no, let's go to LeBron James, because we didn't do his assists, right? So I told you we took out the blocks for the assists because LeBron James is Magic Johnson-like, guys. That's what they tell you. He runs the offense, and he's Magic Johnson-like. So 2006, 6.6, 2007, 6, 2008, 7.2, 2009, 7.2, 2010, 8.6, 11, 7, 12, 6.2, 13, 7.3. Well, it ain't that bad. But let's see what Magic does, guys. Magic-like. So for Magic, 82, 9.5. 83, 10.5. 84, 13.1. 85, 12.6. 86, 12.6. 87, 12.2. 88, 11.9. And 89, 12.8. That's what Magic Johnson like is to me, guys. It really ain't no under double digits. You see where he was when he had 9.5. And then look over here, his offensive rebounds, 3.2. And then look at his rebounds in general, 9.6. So as his assists start going up, his rebounds start going down because he was running the offense. So for LeBron James, if his rebounds are down, like Magic's went down, that means LeBron James' assists should be going up. They should be at least double digits. If you got me 10 on the dot, that's solid. That's good. That's at least saying you're approaching Magic Johnson like. That's saying you're approaching Magic Johnson like, and it's not even Magic Johnson like yet. You have to start. Magic Johnson like is 12, guys. It's 12. That's Magic Johnson like. It's an insult to Magic Johnson you would ever put this guy in the same breath as Magic Johnson. Just like the GOAT debate, you jumped and skipped over everybody that was behind Michael Jordan. The Kareems, the Wills, the Russells, the Kobes, the Magics, the Birds, the Hakeems. You just bunny hopped all these guys that really had skills, guys. And you went straight to Michael Jordan. So all these guys got these statistical titles, or they had real skills on the court, where they were great defenders, or they were great shooters, or positional skill wise, they knew how to play in the paint, or they knew how to shoot on the perimeter, or they had, paint post moves. They had stuff like this. They really ran the offense like Magic Johnson, John Starr, these type of guys. These were real basketball players who are top 10. These type of guys, and you just skipped over them, guy. And the same thing with Magic Johnson. You just skipped right over Magic. All the great point guards. You just skipped over Bob Cousy, and you just skipped over John Stockton. You skipped over Jason Kidd and Steve Nash and Chris Paul. Hell, I could even show you that Jason Kidd has better hustle numbers than LeBron James in rebounds, offensive rebounds, assists, and steals. Okay, he ain't got them in blocks, but we could do Magic Johnson. We could do the same thing with Magic Johnson. So since he's supposed to be this great facilitator guy, since he's supposed to be this great passer, so why not? Jason Kidd has better numbers than LeBron James. I would say he has probably on par with LeBron James in rebounding. But as far as offensive rebounds, he's better than LeBron James. Assists, he smokes LeBron James. Steals, he smokes LeBron James. So steals for Magic Johnson, 2.7, 2.2, 2.2, 1.5, 3, 1.6, 1.7, 1.6, 1.8. And if I'm not mistaken, Magic Johnson, he might have had 3.4 steals. Let me see. Where we at? Yep. His second season, he had 3.4 steals. That's crazy, guys. His second season, he had 3.4 steals. That's more than Michael Jordan ever had. Because I think Mike only had 3.2. Yep. I think Michael Jordan only had 3.2 is the most in the season. Not trying to diss Mike, but I'm just saying this is how much defense he was playing. This is the type of defense he was playing, guys. Hold on. So Magic, his first season, 2.4, and his second season, 3.4. So even with the 8 seasons we picked, we couldn't include the first 2 because I don't think that was his prime years. But still, he was still doing the damn thing. So LeBron James ain't even on his level, guys. This is embarrassing by the NBA. This is embarrassing by when I say the NBA, I'm just saying when certain things are said in the media, as a company, you guys are supposed to, oh, no, wait, hold on. Don't say that. You can't say this guy is Magic Johnson. Like, please don't. Let's just stop spreading this rumor. Because I tell you guys all the time, whatever these fools say in the media, these talk shows, Undisputed, First Take, whatever, it has to go through the NBA. It just ain't ESPN and Fox Sports saying what the hell they want to say. What they say is the image of the NBA now, guys. So you think the NBA just says, yeah, we're giving you rights to our league. Say what you want. No. No. Just like I'm trying to tell you, this fucking clown LeBron James is still being promoted by ESPN and Fox Sports via the NBA. It just ain't them. It's both of them, guys. All these talk shows, they have to get permission from the NBA before they can say what they want to say. I'm not trying to say every time they have a show, they're like, can we say this? But it's pretty much the NBA. Pretty much know the temperature of everything now. From the beginning, the NBA tells them what they can promote, what they can't promote, as far as what they're saying. That's it. So for real NBA fans of the past and the present, the NBA has nothing. The NBA too. The NBA and the NBA media, which is ESPN, Fox Sports, and whoever else is an outlet of the NBA, they have did nothing but embarrass themselves to the utmost and disrespect all these past great players that played in the NBA. They've embarrassed all these players, guys. It's sad. It's okay to do a comparison. Because a lot of great players grew up wanting to be like a lot of other great players. Kareem wanted to be like Will. And then, you had all these other guys that come, the David Robinsons and the Hakeems and the Shaqs and these type of guys, Samson. And it was just a mix. It was like these guys were mixed. The Dikembe Mutombos, they were like a mix of a Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem, and Bill Russell. It was like a mix, right? Of who they wanted to be like. The Ben Wallaces and, these type of guys like that. You had Elgin Baylor. And Dr. J wanted to be like Elgin Baylor. And, Michael Jordan wanted to be like Dr. J. And so on and so on. Kobe wanted to be like Jordan. So there's nothing wrong with the comparisons, because these dudes, watched each other and they took their game after each other. And it's even more guys. But I'm just saying, when we do the comparison, it has to be, somewhat accurate, right? LeBron James isn't accurate to Magic Johnson. He's not. He's not this Iron Man. He's not this hustle man. He's not this strong man. Larry Bird, Dr. J, and Charles Barkley did not come into the league that big and strong like LeBron James. And for the most part, they didn't lead. They nowhere in their career were they. We know, Charles Barkley, yes, he was strong. But LeBron James sit up there and pump weights and got huge, guys. He already came into the league big. Even coming out of high school, he was big. But he sit up there and lifted all these weights and got big. Brother, we think he was on what? Who knows? But the fact is, his hustle stats are trash. This guy has to be the laziest fucking superstar I've ever seen. Dude, back in the day, if you're a point guard, that's what you are. That's what you are. You play the point guard position, that's what you are. You don't try to get these fake assists and disable your real point guard on your team so you don't have to rebound. You don't have to offensive rebound. You don't have to play defense. You see how silly that looks now? 27. Okay. You didn't get that off of perimeter shooting, or you were a good shooter. You just barreled to the basket and did layups. You went on a post doing post moves like Larry Bird, like Kevin Garnett, like Tim Duncan, like Charles Barkley, like Malone, and the list goes on and on. The 7 rebounds are a joke. This dude is taller than Dennis Rodman. The 7 rebounds, as we've been seeing these last 2 videos, is a complete joke. And Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Magic Johnson, and Dr. J has proven that this guy's rebounding is a joke. And I don't know which one is a joke, his rebounding period or his offensive rebounding. 7 rebounds is a joke, guys. For his size, if you told me, if you told me it was somebody else, if you told me Charles Barkley averaged 7 rebounds, first of all, he'd smack you in the mouth. And you wouldn't even know him for being who he was. Second of all, Charles Barkley is 6'4". Second of all, if you did tell me that, okay, that's fine. But LeBron James at 6'9", guys, the biggest guy on the court, 7 rebounds. And then a 7 assists, guys. It's good. Let's just say it's good for his position. Okay, it's good for, but you don't go to the point guard now. You don't bring point guards into it. Oh yeah, Magic Johnson. So you go all the way to the top with 7 assists, guys. What Magic Johnson? For one, the assist is insulting. 2, to say Magic Johnson, that would be an insult for Magic Johnson to even average 7, 8, or 9 in his peak. 2, to even say Magic Johnson light, because you don't do nothing spectacular like Magic Johnson as far as passing. So again, like we said yesterday, the NBA fans have been bamboozled. That's why you have had a damn caravan of analysts behind this guy for so long, especially since he went to Miami, because they knew he was doing it wrong. So they had to put a damn caravan behind him of analysts. Because if he did it right and he was what he was, he wouldn't need all that, guys. It would have spoke for itself. Kobe didn't have all that media behind him. Even Michael Jordan didn't have all that media behind him. The media he really had behind him was the endorsements. That's it. Because everything spoke for itself. And to this day, they still is promoting this guy like he really did something his entire NBA career, guys. But do it wrong. Do it the wrong way. I don't know what the NBA, is it this bad? Is Joker that bad? Is SGA that bad? Is Luka, Anthony Edwards, these type of guys so bad for your league as far as selling your league that you don't even want to move on to them? That's crazy. Every time you turn around or look up, LeBron James has another mega headline for him in social media and through the media. It's just crazy. And we're about to make that video in a minute, but it's just even, you can't even fathom how this guy has another big story. SGA don't, Luka don't, Joker don't, Anthony Edwards don't. It's just so unfair, like I said before, that these guys in the 2020s are not allowed to carry their own era. Every top 5 guys, top 5 to top 10 guys of their era, the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, they was allowed to carry their own era. They were allowed, that's the guys they were talking about. And like I said, imagine if a fool like LeBron James was in the 90s, they would have ran this dude out. Michael Jordan, Karl Malone, Shaq, Charles Barkley, David Robinson, they would have ran this nigga up out of that era. Ain't no damn way. So you got to ask yourself, what's going on with Joker, SGA, Luka, Anthony Edwards, these type of guys? You can't run this nigga out. Everything is about what this guy's gonna do. Based on what? We act like this guy is extending an all-time great career. That's what it sounds like, guys. It sounds like he's extending the greatness of his career. He did it right. He passed Michael Jordan, all these guys in the top 5. He passed them, and he's fucking extending it and putting his foot on their neck. They act like this is Tom Brady, guys. They act like the NBA acts like this is Tom Brady. Tom Brady, 43, 44, 40, and Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback in NFL history. He got all the records. He got the most Super Bowls by a player. By a player, period, or by a franchise. He's missed a comeback. He played real competition in the AFC in the 2000s, in the 2010s, guys. The quarterback competition that he played. And just in the NFL in general, the quarterback competition he played from 2000 to 2010 was legit, guys. The quarterback competition, the running back competition, the linebacker competition, on the offensive line, the defensive line, the DB competition, the wide receiver competition, all that competition was legit, guys. Some of the best competition in NFL history. I would say maybe you could say maybe top 3. He had some of the greatest Super Bowls of all time, whether he won or he lost. Not just for him, but in general, some of the greatest Super Bowls of all time, guys. Some of the greatest comebacks. Beating some of the greatest defensive teams in the playoffs. So, yes, you can see why they didn't want Brady to leave. Because Brady basically did everything. Okay, we can say, that, okay, he cheated. Spotgate, whatever. But it ain't like, okay, the next year, they lit the shit on fire, guys. Didn't they, if I ain't mistaken, did they go 16-0 the next season? Yeah, I know they lost in the Super Bowl, but still, it ain't like he came out and was like, woe is me, they all picking on me. What should I do? Because, we don't have no more signals from cheating. He didn't say that, guys. They came out and they burned it up. If I ain't mistaken, it was the next year. But the rest of his career, he didn't say, oh, I ain't got no signals, man. That's it. I needed to win off of cheating. No, man. He went back to Super Bowls. He won Super Bowls. He went to other teams. He went to Tampa Bay and won the Super Bowl the first year after being criticized and say he won nothing. His career was over. He can't throw no more. All this stuff. He had one of the greatest runs ever at his age in his 40s, guys. Beat Breeze. Beat Rodgers. Both of them on the road and then beat Mahomes, guys. Does this shit sound like LeBron James in his later years in the extension of the last of his career? No, guys. This guy did it the wrong way in his primes and still got mollywopped. I told you already, in 2007, when the NBA took the temperature of him being in the NBA Finals, it was the lowest rating finals of all time, guys. Yes, Tim Duncan might have had the lowest before that. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he played the Nets, guys. What was he supposed to do? Okay, so as a king, as a chosen one, as an anointed one, and you finally get here after your 4th year, and they touted you for all this, you can have the 2nd, you can have the 3rd. I don't know how you can have the 4th, you can have the 5th lowest rating finals of all time, but you can't have the 1st. God, you can't do it. Michael Jordan wouldn't have the 1st, even if he played Tim Duncan, guys. And he didn't have the team in '86 that LeBron James had. Saying LeBron James had the greatest team of all time. But in that Detroit series, they damn sure saved his ass. In the series against the Spurs, they damn sure didn't get blown out every game. A lot of them games was winnable. But what I'm trying to say is, when the NBA took the temperature in '07, it wasn't nothing going on. Pop culture was great. Everything in the United States was going good, guys. And they didn't want to see him play, guys. They did not want to see this guy play. They wasn't interested. Everybody knew back then. They knew what he was. They knew he was a failure. They knew he was a meltdown artist. They knew he didn't have game like that. And how did they know, guys? Because the first 2 years he didn't make the playoffs. First year he didn't make an All-Star. The first year he get blown out by Manu Ginobili, a 6-man, a bench player in the Olympics. Man, that man didn't even start, man. They didn't let that man play. Well, they say he was better than Wilt Chamberlain coming into the league. Michael Jordan, Kareem, Hakeem, whoever you want to name, guys. They said this was the greatest player coming into the NBA. Better than all them players, guys. And you started on your team that first year. Suspect rookie of the year. How come you didn't play in the Olympic, guy? Anyways, the 3rd year blew a 3-2 lead going back home. Blew 2 games in a row shooting miserable, guys. Turn over the ball. No, I'm not trying to say he was supposed to beat Detroit. I'm just trying to tell you blew a 3-2 lead going back home. That same summer, when he blew the 3-2 lead, he got blown out by Plumbers in the FIBA, a Greece team. Man, that man was averaging 30 points per game in the season. Guess what? Dwayne Wade just came off a finals win and a finals MVP. And Bosh was doing his damn thing. Chris Paul was now on the team. This was the team, guys. No excuses. And get blown out by international plumbers. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. When 2007 came and he lost. He got blown out, got swept, and had the worst NBA finals statistically of any superstar in NBA history. Everybody already knew. That's why they didn't watch it, guys. That's why they didn't watch it. They already knew the guy was trash. In that same year of that summer, what, a month later? Thank God Kobe arrived. on the FIBA team, guys. And they won the gold medal. If Kobe would have not have showed up, they would not have won the gold medal in the FIBA. That same year, LeBron James gets blown off the court in the NBA Finals. And the next year, Kobe is in the Olympics, and thank God he was there, or they would not have won there, guys. So when I say they took the temperature of this guy in 2007 and they saw nobody wanted to watch him, they was like, uh-oh, and he got blown out in the finals and got humiliated because of the way he played and he pooped his pants. The NBA was like, uh-oh, make sure he don't go back in 2008, 9, or 10. And that's what we saw, guys. If he would have shot 45% at least the next season in the playoffs, he would have beat the Big Three Celtics. He shot under 40% and they still went to a game 7, guys. That's how mighty that Boston Big Three was. He could shoot under 40% and they still go to a game 7. That's nuts. 2009, 2010, he get beat by the Magic. That's the same Magic team that beat Orlando that same season in the playoffs, guys. LeBron James couldn't beat him. He had the best record in the NBA, was projected to go to the NBA Finals 2010. He couldn't beat that number 4 Boston team that Magic just beat. The Magic just beat Boston in 2009, guys. And beat LeBron James. So you're trying to tell he went up against a number 4 Boston team on their last leg, guys. The same team the Magic beat the year before in 2009 in the playoffs. So how was he building a super team in 2011 to beat Boston, guys? And if I'm mistaken, at one point in 2011, I think Boston had them down 3-1. And Stephen A. Smith was saying all this stuff. Like, if this happens, we need to bring Kobe to the Magic. No, that was 2012. They had him, was it 2000? I think it was 2012. That Boston team had them down 3-2. And if they would have won one more, they would have beat they would have beat the Heat. And Stephen A. Smith said, if that happens, Kobe needs to come over to the Heat. And Paul Gasol, I think Paul Gasol could stay there, and Dwayne Wade would go to the Lakers. You remember that, guys? He said it was LeBron James' fault. They was down 3-2. But LeBron James is still young. And Dwayne Wade is more injury prone. That's why he wouldn't have Wade play with Kobe Bryant. Wow. Damn sure you wouldn't, because they start winning championships. The same reason why the NBA didn't want Chris Paul playing with Kobe Bryant. They didn't want Kobe winning no more championships, guys. It took LeBron James 9 seasons to win a damn championship. And that was with a super team. That was with the best players in the East. So I'm trying to tell you, when they took the temperature of this guy in 2007, he wasn't going back to the NBA Finals, guys. Without a super. We already found that out with Chris Paul. Chris Paul told us that. I mean, was it Chris Paul? No, Dwayne Wade. Yep, Dwayne Wade told us that, guys. Kobe was winning all the championships. And after 2007, to me, it wasn't even about Kobe, even though he was a coward. He didn't want to play Kobe anyways in the finals. But after 2007, what happened in the finals, it didn't matter who was going to show up. They were going to whoop his ass. So he had to have a super team just in case. And now you can blame somebody. See how they blamed Bosh at one point? Then they blamed Dwayne Wade, all his knees. Then they blamed Love at one point. It's always someone. That's why I told you, you always got to have 3 of them. You can't have LeBron James and just Dwayne Wade, or LeBron James and Kyrie. You got to bring Love and Bosh. You always got to have a third guy to blame. Because the first guy, LeBron James, actually needs him to outplay him in some type of way, or do the things that he don't want to do. As we see in this rebounding and defense and stuff like that, LeBron James don't want to do that stuff. He don't want to get the offensive rebounds and play real good defense. He needs somebody else to do that. He needs somebody else to take the perimeter shots while he just barreled to the basket. So that's why he always, the super team always has to be 3 people. He needs somebody to blame. It's a joke of a career, guys. And I think the joke is on the NBA fans. And we're going to talk about this LeBron James still playing next year. So, like I said, if you ain't seen the Larry Bird, Charles Barkley comparison, go check that out.